Much, Bahar. Thank you for introducing me and for preparing this event today with all of the participants. And thank you for everyone for joining us today about this significant topic that is very important for me. So yeah, if I start with the question today that how sharing our stories can impact our connections to help us to understand each other's pain and each other's life over here in Canada. So for me, if I talk about that, it's actually not just to understanding each other's pain and to connect with each other. For me, it's more to understanding ourselves first, to understanding myself, and to be able to find about myself as a person, as a refugee, or as an immigrant, even to come to here and to start a new life in a new country, a new culture. So that's why, in my opinion, sharing stories is very affected my life, because through sharing story I could find out about uh, like the deepest feeling of me, and the deepest priority that I have it now as a new person, because I feel like coming to another country made me to feel different and made me to reborn again, and that made me to go in a point to feel powerless sometimes, to feel that I am losing myself, and how can I rebuild myself again? How can I be the same person before coming, before traveling, before leaving my home country? But through that all questions and difficulties that I faced as a newcomer, as a refugee, I found out about so many new things actually about myself, and about my uh, abilities, my like ideas that I have. So that's why I started to share my stories and read other stories to be able to connect with myself again and find out about who I am actually, and who I can become in a new country, in Canada, to serve myself, to be able to help others in my community, even to help a refugee people, a woman, like in any way that I can. And so why I am here. So that's why the power of storytelling is affected me in so many different ways. And the second important ways for me was connecting with others, and to show and to tell others who I am, and me as an example for many other peoples, many other women that they are here. Because in my mind, like always, like there's like so many challenges for women to start a new life in any country. I know it's a different country from my home country, but there's still like many other challenges that it's more difficult for me than my husband, than men that they travel here, because we came from a country that we brought so many other issues with ourselves that it's still inside us, and we have to figure out so how we leave all of these things, or hold some of them and work on it and face it to all these new things again here. So that's why it's more difficult for women, I think. And sharing our stories with others, helping us to connect with others, to to make a place to be able to find our connection, find our community, find our like resilience again here in Canada. So that's why through that way I found out like many other opportunities that helped me to bring back power to myself and to tell myself, okay, I am here now, I can do that and I cannot do that, and accept what I can do, accept who I am. And because we go through many difficulties and challenges that if we are not aware about it and don't work on it as a newcomers, as a refugee, it really like make us to go down and to lose everything, our identity, our ability, our speech, our voice. So that's why telling stories, especially by our voices, is really important, because it's just us that we know the deepest feeling and the sense of become a refugee, the pains that we suffer, the new things that we face it, and the like the both sides, a positive and negative sides that we face it and we see it as a refugee. So that's why sharing our stories, telling our stories, and talking about all of these details that we have it's really important, because we can tell our audience, our friends, our community, that being a refugee is like that. It's not the things that we hear from the media. It's not just something simple, or something just about like we all hear that refugees meaning a terrorist in some ways for some people. So sharing stories make clarify all of these ideas or wrong opinions that come out from media, from other places, that people don't sometimes don't search for it, don't allow themselves to understand. So that's our how can I say, our responsibility, our business, to to make it clear and to show a, a better picture, not a better, not to make up, but a real picture for these people that they have a different opinion about refugees. And in that way, we don't help ourselves just actually. For me, we help our generation, our next generation, our community, and by understanding, we can reduce issues, problems, and we can close each other. We can be close to each other, and to to feel each other's. Because if I don't share my pains with my friend, she doesn't like open his heart for me, and like opening hugs for me, which is really important for me, because this hug is meaning something that I can feel it more than you, maybe more than someone that lived here for the entire her life. So that's why it's important, and sharing our stories is very, very powerful for me, because it's helping our Canadian community to rebuild it again. And the one thing that's really affected me is, sorry, as I mentioned it, the next generation. For me, if we know that there's so many nations in Canada, and if we don't talk, if we don't raise our voices by ourselves and don't share our stories, so we can't have our stories for future. For example, my son like needs to read about Kurdish people as a Kurdish, and it's important for me in like 10 years later or 15 years later, he has something to read it and to explain it, and to others, so about his roots and about his nations and his mother's tongue. So if I don't write now, if I don't share, if I don't talk and just stay silent, who can do it? And who can help our generation to improve their knowledge and to help themselves to understand their identity, their diversity, and to rebuild themselves, to be able to make a better personality for them, because they will be lose again if they don't know about themselves. So that's why writing is very important. And in another hand, actually, it's very important for Canadian literature, because we all hear and we know there's so many other sides of Canadian lives and Canadian cultures, but we became a part of this culture now, and we need to tell and to talk about this part, because we grow. Like if I talk about my nation, but there's many other nations that they are silent, they don't talk about their stories. But it's very important, because it's not just for themselves and for other people, it's for our future and for rebuilding or building stronger future. Yeah, so that's like that. And um like sometimes I feel when I'm writing, I'm sharing stories and publishing stories, who I am right for, because it helps me to be able to express my feelings and explore and bring all of this hidden jewelry inside me and take it out to share it and to show it, which is very difficult actually in the beginning. I suffered a lot to talk about it because I wrote a story about others back home in Kurdistan as a journalist, and which is very sad to talk about now, talk about our issues for women's rights. So, but now talking about my own stories is something different. That's why it was very, very difficult. But as I shared it, as I wrote it and published it, like if I go back to my question, who I am writing for? So I just say myself, I am writing for my son. So that's how helping myself to be able to explore and to share and bring this idea to myself that I am not writing for now, I'm writing for future. Yeah, yeah, sorry, it's whenever I talk about my son. Yeah, it's very emotional. Yeah, as I said, it's like that for me. And it's very make it richer for our history, even as a Canadian, because we live here and we want to be a part in this culture, in this community. Yeah. So if I talk about my stories sharing in the Shoe Project program, which is a really amazing project, so and very important for me, because Shoe Project became a real home for me actually, and not just for me, for so many other like women's and immigrant and refugee women that came from different countries. Yeah, so that's why it's like Shoe Project founded in 2011 by Catherine, and it's very like important project for women, because as I said, it became a source for us to find ourselves and to rebuild our life again, because we need to link to somewhere, we need to connect to somewhere to share our ability and our experience and our career, because we lose everything here. We don't lose just families, friends, home, we lose ourselves, we lose our career, our power, as I mentioned. So that's why it is very important to find the link to be able to find yourself again. So Shoe Project became that for me and helped me and many other women is to find a way, a direction to express their stories, their feelings, their life with others. Yeah. So if I want to share my screen here with the participants here, and just give me a minute, please. Yeah. Yeah. Uh, this is a Shoe Project website, which we have the link in the chat box. So our story from the Shoe Project reveals how footwear, whether selected by choice or imposed in difficult circumstances, can make or break a journey, shape the present, and open the door to a new future. Shoes can be terrible or wonderful, but one thing is certain: every new Canadian has a shoe tell to tell. For those who have embarked on the long journey to a new life in a new country, shoes are a powerful metaphor for their journey. Yeah, so through our shoes, we tell our stories at the Shoe Project. So our mission is to advance education by providing programs, courses, workshops, and seminars to immigrant and refugee women to develop their writing and oral skills as well as their leadership skills. So it's very, very important, very powerful that you can truly find your leadership skills, your ability and your creativity that you have it, but you lose it and you want to rebuild it and you want to find it again by sharing your story. And to be honest, if you want, if you're ready, and if you are like in a point that you are okay to share it, because in the beginning I know how it is how it is very difficult and very challenging. So our impact since 2011 has 200, more than 250 arrival stories from more than 25 countries, original from Asia, Africa, South America, and Europe, including Syria, Taiwan, Nepal, Iran, Iraq, South Sudan, Turkey, and Kurdistan. I would like to add that because it's right, we are from northern Iraq, but we are Kurdish and we would like to say Kurdistan. So, and more than 30 performances in cities across Canada to bring women's stories to life and educate the greater public. So, this is what we have now from the Shoe Project since 2011, which is really powerful, and you can read so many incredible stories in that page from different women, from different stories, different experience, different countries. And yeah, this is our founder, Catherine Gover, novelist, founder, and board chair of the Shoe Project. And another thing I want to mention it here, yeah, our programs location. Yeah, yeah, here. So our chapters in the first performance in 2011, the Shoe Project has now completed 30 separate events in different venues, ranging from synagogues and churches to conference center and theaters. So you can learn more about our works and get in touch if you would like to discuss bringing the shoe project to your community, and even like just go through our website to see our events, our workshops, and like from news and media you can read more about our activities. So, and we have all across Canada, in Toronto, Calgary, Vancouver, Halifax, Bow Valley, Alberta. So from all of these places, women, no matter if you are a refugee or immigrant, you can participate and be a part of our projects. It's not actually just to sharing your stories and done. No, it's finding yourself. It's like find a direction and connect with others. That's why it is important. And after that, after you write your story, you share it in a performance, and through that performance you can find many other links and many other opportunities uh, close to you or to your career, because it's a link to help you to link it with others, uh, with somewhere that you can find out about jobs, about opportunities, about workshops, like different things like that. So that's how I became a Vancouver local coordinator for the Shoe Project, because I was really interested about what they are doing and why they are doing that, why they want us to share our stories. It's very simple, because they want us to be a voice for ourselves, not them to be a voice for our, because they can't, like no one can be a voice for you. You can be a voice for yourself and to tell your stories, to share your stories, because it's you that feeling about all of this pain and about what you went through. Because if I read my experience for anyone, it's no way to take it as I am, as because I am in that situation, and I came from a situation that I can understand how it was difficult, how it was important, how it was powerful, because it's really powerful. It is something that you never understand if you don't go through it. Like before coming to a new country, I never thought about it how it will be, and even uh, like didn't think about it, because it's something that you can't feel it, but when you go through it, it's very deep, and it's not just uh, a picture of being a refugee and coming to other country. It's about you especially, and about your identity, and about yourself. So that's why telling our stories is very important and very powerful to affect your life first, and to be able to help others to understand um, us as a like people, or is it like people who live here and who uh, stay here. I think my time is finished, and I hope I give you all a clue of what I am doing and about the shoe project. Thank you so much.